Ottawa is a city of 1 million people. We're located on the borders of Quebec and Ontario, two provinces here. And you might be surprised to learn that we are the capital city of Canada, and we're also bilingual. 30% of our people speak French. Because we're full of civil servants, our main byproduct is red tape.
One Way Ministries was started in 1995 by our founder, Larry Brune. Shortly afterwards, the Billy Graham organization came to town to host a mission in 1998, and in so doing so, hosted a prayer summit for our pastors. We've helped host that prayer summit every year since then, except for perhaps one. The mission of One Way Ministries is reaching the city by serving leaders. It has been our privilege to watch the Lord at work in our city over these years. And for our ministry, we really run in 3 tracks. The first track is around relationships and leadership health. And so we do all kinds of things to help our leaders become friends and booster their leadership health. The second track is prayer. And so under Prayer Ottawa and the leadership of Sarah Jackson, we want to do everything we can to saturate Ottawa in prayer. And then the third track is our missional track under Love Ottawa, led by Richard Long, which was started back in 2013. That track significantly shifted our ministry to a more missional stance.
We thank God for what He's been teaching us at Love Ottawa about how to bring Jesus to the city and the city to Jesus. Back in 2013, there was essentially one pastoral team that sought to reach the city. We now have 15 different missional teams. They're cross-denominational, they have many skills involved from different sectors, and they are working to bring the love of Christ to every sector of the city. During the pandemic, we had a team called Respond Ottawa. They'd been formed to help the city in terms of tornadoes and floods and those kind of crises. But with COVID-19, they became a task force dedicated to helping the churches step up and become the hands and feet of Jesus during this critical time. We celebrate all that God is doing in our city through unity. And we take the opportunity in a number of different ways to do that. We have a civic prayer breakfast that honors our mayor, our city councilors, and all our first responders. And we gather the community to thank them and honor them for that. We do a Pastors and Wives Appreciation event where we celebrate the leaders that God has sent us to lead the church in Ottawa. And we also tell stories every week. We have a digital magazine that celebrates what Christians are doing to serve God in our city.
When new pastors arrive in the city, we have a welcome basket that arrives and lets them know that there's a whole community that's grateful and thankful and celebrating their arrival in our city. And being Canadian, it wouldn't be Canadian without ice hockey somehow. And so one of the things we do is we organize pickup ice hockey for about 30 pastors and workplace leaders, where weekly they literally get a chance to bump into one another, developing friendships, staying healthy, and just growing their trust for one another that helps so much when we call them to cooperate and to work together in our city.
I think that it says to our city that we're not lost, that there are people that care, that are praying into the development, the healing of our nation.
By joining together, we've been able to accomplish more, I believe, than we ever would have without that. Sometimes my heart cry is, I wish every community in Canada, I wish every community across the world, every region had a group like One Way, because I think it would allow us to be the body of Christ far more effectively.
We are celebrating in Ottawa that we're beginning to experience the glory of God as Jesus prayed for in John 17, where He said that we would be in Him and He would be in us, and that the unity that we displayed would be the sign that the Father sent Him into the world. He also promised that we would experience the love of God more fully, and so we are celebrating God's coming to our city in greater and greater measure.